question that comes up often is regarding the dot leaving the window. I get this question a variety of ways. Part of this was like some back and forth. One thing, noticed completely the dot would move out of the window when shooting this type of gun with this type of ammo. Now have this type of gun, like a competition gun, the dot stays put a lot more. Do I work on my fundamentals with the pistol that the dot, summarizing all this, should I work on my fundamentals with the pistol that has the dot leaving the window, or looking for a heavier gun to absorb recoil? So the biggest question is, do you train more to limit the dot leaving the window or get a heavier gun? What's the play? So it's all going to vary on the setup. For example, and dot size and window size. For example, this gun, I shoot and carry a fair bit. It's a Walther PDP compact with, I decided to try the closed emitter game. So this is a Holosun 509T. So compared to, we'll stick to Holosun stuff. This is a 507 comp compared to a 509T. Maybe we should do the front on view. That would be better. If you're just looking at the window size, am I going to get this at a way? Somewhat getting there. Everyone's ducking like, oh no, muzzle control. Anyway, you can see the window's bigger on the 507 comp. So the dot itself is taller. Width, I think, is about the same. But no, it's actually wider also. So the window itself is wider and it's taller. So when I shoot this gun, yeah, the dot leaves the window sometimes, especially depending on the ammo. But most of the time, I don't even notice it. I'll be real with you, because I'm laser focused, hopefully, in a perfect world, where I want the bullets to go. And then while I shoot, I'll see the sight, I'll react to that. I'll keep staring at the point. The dot will lift, it'll come back down to where I'm looking, and then I shoot again. A bit of this is trusting and believing. If you stay looking at where you want bullets to go, the dot will come back. If you're shooting a carry style gun, hot ammo, especially like this bad boy with gold dots, shooting doubles or, rapid fire shoot, whatever, like, yeah, the dot's going to leave the window at some point. So if I want to shoot this gun with like carry ammo, there's no way around, like, the dot's going to leave the window. That's just going to be the way it is. So like, you have to just not think in terms of modifying your gear or technique, especially like for this gun. It's just me not being manly enough. There's no way I could really stop with hot ammo in this gun, or even sometimes just target ammo, stop the dot from leaving the window all the time. It's anyway, for me, it's just not going to happen. So you just have to accept that's what's going to happen, and you stare at the target and you wait for the dot to come back. When it does come back, you fire. If you're shooting predictively, you just stare. Like I said, trust and believe it will come back. It's actually a similar concept than just trusting your index. So if I'm wanting to shoot the camera, if I just draw the gun from the holster and present the gun, trusting that the dot is going to show up where I'm looking, or if I'm shooting multiple targets, so I shoot a target here, I look, and then trust that when the gun gets over to the target there, it's going to be centered up on the target, and it'll be there for me. That I won't have to, once the gun gets over, I don't have to move it around to find the dot. That comes with skill and training. However, it's not bad at all to have something helping you. So a big window like this Holosun, this is a 507 comp, or I've got one of the Vortex Defender XLs. Either one of these, like in dot size and window size, they're pretty comparable. You could look at the numbers. I don't know that one's like, they look the same to my eyes, more or less, as far as the window size and that kind of stuff works. There's a couple benefits to this. Even if I'm shooting hot ammo, there could be a point where even with this big window, the dot leaves my vision. But yeah, it's less likely to happen on a gun like this. I think even shooting hot ammo with this, for the most part, like, the dot rarely leaves my vision. I'll just stay looking where I want it to go, and I'll see the dot lift. And that's the other part, is maybe I lose it for some part of the recoil pattern, but then I see as it comes back down. I don't always notice it every single little movement it makes. I might see it flipping in and out of my peripheral, depending on how far away the target is and what the sight's doing. For example, let's say my sight moves this much on a 7-yard target. Then if the target's at 25 yards, the sight's going to be going up and over the target and then coming back down. So at some distance, yeah, I might see it peripherally, or especially on a small or partial target, I might be so kind of zoomed in or so intently focused on that spot, the dot leaving the target, going up over the head box, and then coming back down. I won't completely, I'll maybe be aware of it happening on some level, but it wouldn't be an important thing that I need. Like, I need to know where the dot's at all times, even as it's recoiling, because I don't want to put all my effort into that. So oftentimes, yeah, I'd see the dot moving the whole time, and sometimes maybe I just see it kind of leaving the target and I see it as it comes back, but I wouldn't see it the entire pattern that it recoils. Either way, I think that's totally okay. I wouldn't really concern myself with it one way or the other, or think that I need to buy a heavier gun to make that not happen. Instead, the one benefit that I think is important on the bigger window is regarding your index and finding the dot. Because if I draw the gun and the dot's like intentionally I'm drawing where it's off to the side, it might still be off to the side of the window, just not dead center, which is super nice because I could shoot like there, 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 and I just have the dot in like the corners of the window. Whereas the smaller gun, I've got a lot less variance just due to the size of the window being smaller to having the dot out. So, or not where it's not visible. So with a bigger style window like this, if I draw the gun and it's not exactly where I want it, I might just see it off to the side a little bit or up high a little bit, and it'll be easier to find the sight for firing the first shot. A common example is that Trijicon RMR. Great sight, but that thing sucks. I don't like really shooting those because it's tough to find them off the draw. They've already got that U in the top, which makes them more like nuclear blast safe and drop safe and run over by a car safe or whatever. But like having that U shape cut out in the top just makes the amount of glass you have even smaller to find the sight. So the really small, like carry style sights, or enclosed window, they make, big and small windows. But anything that's a smaller, more compact, or carry style, or optic, it just takes a little bit more training to be able to bring it up to your eyes and have the sight right there, so you don't have to do those small little adjustments to find the sight. In either case, I don't think you should buy a different piece of gear or change like recoil springs or ammo or anything, because again, I don't think it's super important that you see the sight every little time it recoils. On close targets, you might just see the thing peripherally, or even at farther targets, you might see the thing the whole time. But it's important to understand what you really want to do is be target focused, where you want the bullets to go, and then see the sight as it lifts and as it comes back down. I don't think it's as important to be able to track it the entire time, especially, like I said, at distance, when the target will, even if you're shooting at a full-sized USPSA style target, you're shooting 25 meters rapid fire with the handgun, other than some of the comped or really trick setups, for most duty style or stock pistols, the sight will be leaving the target. It'll be completely going over the head box and then coming back down. So regardless if it's in your like peripheral or not, it's really important that you stay laser focused on the middle of the target and not so intently focused on how much the sight leaves or when it, anything like that. Instead, I'll just be looking at the target, waiting for the sight to come back down, or if it's like doubles rapid fire pairs, I'll just, be pulling the trigger twice and then focusing on my grip or feelings, or seeing what the sight does, where I could recall what happened after the pair's over, but in the moment I'd be rapid firing so fast, if I have to do a makeup or something, it would just happen on the fly. So anyway, a little bit of a kind of talking through my thought process for how important it is for the dot to not leave the window. With your setup, if your dot leaves the window or does or doesn't, I don't think it's a huge deal. With more competition style setups, big windows, lighter recoiling ammo, heavier guns, it's going to happen less. But with some of the smaller style guns, carry style guns, smaller windows, it's going to happen. And either way, I'm not going to try to modify this gun to make that happen less, because it's a 4-inch gun with a, one of the bigger closed emitter sights on it. This is what I want it to be. So if the sight leaves, I'm just going to trust and believe. It will come back to where I'm looking. I wouldn't be interested in modifying the gun at all or anything like that. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful. Gives you some things to think about. If you have any questions, comments, drop them below. I do my best to read through the comments. And if it's something, a short answer I can do, I'll just reply in the comments. Or if I need to make a follow-up video, I just screen cap it, add it to my, my Apple Notes, and then I just kind of scroll through and try to make sure I get everyone's questions answered. So anyway, appreciate you watching. Hopefully you have a good day.